Alright guys, so in this video I want to give you a few little tips and pointers of how you can be more productive in your working day. I'll tell you what guys, the biggest killer to productivity is this device here. Even though you might think that when somebody sends you a text message, it's only like a quick look and it actually takes you 10 minutes to refocus on whatever job you're doing. So for example, if we're doing an eBay listing, we're in our zone, we're sort of in the element, we're sort of making our listing, we're typing out, we're doing the description, whatever. Suddenly, the phone pings off a message. Straight away, our attention is instantly shifted from the job that we're doing onto the device. And then you got to answer it, and then you put it back down again. It takes, on average, 10 minutes to get back into your zone. And then chances are, if you just reply to somebody's text, they're just going to ping you back another text. And then you're going to enter this game of ping pong, just with text messages. And you're probably going to get one every couple of minutes. And then every time you're looking, and then Facebook pings up, and then someone sends you a text, and then WhatsApp, and then Instagram, and constantly you're checking the device. That's going to kill all productivity, guys. A job that should take you an hour will now take you all day. And this is not just phone distractions, this can be other distractions. I've got a buddy, by the way, that if he works from home, he's got his kids screaming at him, he's got his girlfriend screaming at him, and it literally takes him all day to get like 1 hour's work done, and that's on his eBay store. So, the same can be true if you're editing a YouTube video. I could be editing a video, phone goes off, that's it, you lose the plot, and now in a scenario like that, it's even more than 10 minutes gone, because I've got to go back, I've got to find my spot, I've sort of lost the flow, and then just as you get back into the flow of it, the damn thing goes off again. I figured this out, guys, years ago. I used to have a metal shop. I had a workshop, I had an old barn, and I used to make these trailers for burger vans. And at the time, I had my first smartphone. It was an iPhone 4, I think it was. And I had the Facebook on there, and I had the WhatsApp on there. I had people texting me, messaging me on there. And I used to have the phone addiction. I'm not going to lie. If you got the phone addiction, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to be judgmental. But you must realise that it's going to severely limit your productivity. So when I was in that workshop, it used to take me 2 to 3 days to build a trailer. That was get all the steel, cut it all up, weld it all together, paint it, done. It used to take me 3 days to get that done. Then, one day I lost my phone. I couldn't find it. It was gone. It fell down a cupboard somewhere at home, and I couldn't find it. So I went to work without my phone. At first, I felt a little bit lost. I was like, oh no, my phone, I can't get hold of anyone. But I got so much more done. Without telling a lie, guys, what took me 2 to 3 days, I got done in about 5 hours. I completed the whole trailer. I cut it, I welded it all together, I bolted all the axles on and painted it in 5 hours, which before took me 2 to 3 days, just because I lost my phone. And then after that happened, guys, it felt so good how much work I got done that I actually didn't bother with a phone for a very long time. For a very long time, I did not bother with a phone. And then I did eventually get another phone. I got a cheap phone that cost like £10 from Tesco, like a Walmart $10 special, something like that, just a basic Samsung, I think it was. And it was just a pay as you go. And I literally used that phone for I had it for like a good couple of years. And I was really didn't want to get another smartphone just because of how much productivity can get killed with them. Now, I'm a lot more careful. I do have my phone again, and it did catch me out the other day when I made the video. It caught me out when it rang. But what I normally do, guys, when I'm busy working on a project, I'll switch it off, or I put it onto silent, put it in another room. And I've actually got this program on here now, guys. It's a call blocker by Valian or something. You'll find it in the App Store. They've got a free version. And basically, what that does, it blocks all incoming calls. Well, you can have different options. You can either get it to be fully open so it doesn't block any calls, or you can get it to block only numbers that are withheld, like private numbers. You can get it to block that, or you can get it to block all numbers except for numbers that are in your phone book. Or, one step further, you can block all calls. So what happens? I could have this phone on my table. If somebody tries to call me, it doesn't even flash up. It doesn't vibrate, it doesn't ring, nothing. Because if we're making an eBay listing, we have the phone laying on the side. Even if it glows up at you, you're distracted, and instantly your focus goes to the phone. So you can't have that. You've got to switch it off. You've got to have some app on it, like a blocker app or something like that. So what happens when somebody tries to call me, hold on, I'll try and get in there. If somebody tries to call me, just a little icon comes up on the top here. And it doesn't disturb me, it doesn't bug me, it doesn't make any noises, it doesn't vibrate, it doesn't light up. So I can have my phone, with me on my desk here. And if anybody tries to call me, if somebody tries to contact me, then the phone doesn't do any noises, doesn't glow up. And guys, the amount of productivity that I can get done is amazing. I've had people that have said, oh, I've been doing eBay, I'm working on eBay all day, and I'm not getting anything done. It's just taking too long. So I sort of look at them, I see what they're doing, and they spend their whole time on their phone, even though you might not realise, you might think that one message is just going to quickly do that and put it down. No. If you're going to do your eBay, if you're going to spend 1 to 2 hours a day doing eBay, put yourself in a room and remove all distractions. And I mean all distractions. No screaming kids in that room. No phones in that room. No wife or girlfriend nagging at you or trying to distract you. You have to put yourself in a separate room, shut the door and spend a good solid 1 to 2 hours at whatever it is that you're doing. And you'll be surprised how much you can get done. You're going to get 10 times more done. Don't believe me? Just try it. Next time you do an hour on eBay, put your phone in a different room, turn it off, shut the door and say, right, nobody disturb me for an hour or for 2 hours. And you will be surprised how much you get done. So for example, people say to me, Kev, how can you only do 1 to 2 hours on eBay and make 100 grand a year? It's because I do 1 to 2 hours of focused work. Phone off, door closed, door locked. In that time is my time. Nobody disturbs me. Nobody distracts me. If someone knocks on the door, I ignore it. I don't even answer it. Forget it. That time, that 1 to 2 hours, that is my zone where I'll work and I'll get my stuff done. I'll do the same if I'm making a YouTube video. If I'm filming a video, phone off, everybody else gets ignored. If I'm editing the video, phone off, everything else, all distractions gone. And you'll be surprised, guys, how much more you're actually going to get done. So that's it for this video, guys. Try it out, demo it out. Do not take this lightly, guys. If you think that this device is not holding you back in life, you are so far wrong. You are so far wrong. And, when it comes to business, there's a lot of different things that we have to get right. And this is a killer. If you can't put your phone down for a couple of hours and put it onto silent, then you've probably got the phone disease. And I had it. I used to have it. And a lot of people in the modern world have this phone disease where it always has to be next to them. It always has to be on them. And you're going to struggle. You're going to really struggle to succeed at anything. I can't think of any business that you're going to succeed at if you keep looking at this every 5 minutes. If you've got to keep checking Facebook. If you've got to keep responding to messages. You're not going to succeed. You're going to fail. And if you work for somebody else, you're going to get sacked. No boss is going to let you sit there and play with your phone all day long. I see so many people with that disease. I'll put my hands up, I had that disease. But you've got to realise for what it is. You've got to realise how much that is holding you back. And now that I've told you guys, have a little think about it. Do not get 10 years down the line stuck with a silly phone disease and not get anything done. So I'm telling you guys, if you don't figure this out now, if you figure this out in 10 years from now, you're going to regret it. And I sincerely mean that. I'm just happy I figured it out on my first ever smartphone. My first ever smartphone, iPhone 4. And I didn't have it that long and I figured it out. And I'm glad that I did because I see so many people that haven't figured it out. So guys, that's it for this video. I've got plenty more tips coming up. I want to share with you more eBay tips as well. I'm going to share some motivational tips with you and some inspiration tips. And I also want to help you guys more with the actual eBay platform as well. I want to show you more about photos and editing and there's so much more stuff that I'm going to share with you guys. So stay posted, check your email inbox, and I'll see you soon.